And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as applicable to wherever you're at. If you're out there, go ahead and give us a shout on the chat. Other than that, we will pick up where we left off in our new world. Um, Now that I'm at this point, I think I should have spent some time earlier today to see if I can open up my old world. But I don't I don't want to crash and burn right in front of you on the camera. So we'll go to the one we were in last week, and it's promising. It's promising, not earth shattering. There have been some more mods that have been updated, and I activated them, but really nothing that changes gameplay so much. So. What this world has going for it is the fact that yeah, it's got patch 4 in there, so that gives me a whole bunch of blocks to build with, mostly materials I don't have access to yet. And the macaws mods are all active. They were all updated appropriately, and they seem to be working. So that gives me a pretty big palette to work with. I didn't plant seeds. Oh, at the end of the last episode, I harvested. Okay, so we need to get that going. But yes, this is a little abandoned temple cave thingy that we start with, and you might be able to see it from here. We built the frame of a house right there, over there. It's going to be a farmhouse like we had in my experimental world. And all things considered, it's pretty comfortable here, right? I mean, it's not bad at all, actually. So, let's see. We're gonna need, well, for tier 2, I just need wood. I've got enough produce. So let's see, seed-wise, let's grab 9 of these. And let's grab 9 of these. And what we got left? We've got 28. Okay, do I have any? I do. So let's grab 2 of these. And that'll be it for now. Okay, let's go plant these. And we're getting there now. Oh, did I already do this? Did I? It just the fields are all every which way. It drives me nuts. But you know, it is what it is. That's a change they made. I'm just, if it bugs me too much, I'll just tear it all up and try to line it up. But this is, you know, a little farm on top of my temporary base, so I'm not going to get too upset about this. It's about as temporary gets. Okay, so let's see, what do we got going over there? There's well, let's, do I have any stone? Let's take a look, or I guess an inventory of what we got to build with over there. So did I have any? Nope, no stone here. No regular stone. Let's just take a gander at this in. So we had the builder's workbench, and I have an arch mod that gives me some variety there. It's a nice roof. That's not the type of roof I want, though. This is oak. This is oak. So maybe this. That's not. That's too reddish. I want like a dark brown roof. So maybe we need to go grab some wood. You gotta fix the holes in the roof. let's do something here. This axe is almost dead. So you know, if you haven't played Hytale since release, early access release, it used to be that axes would like last pretty much forever. There's like almost take no durability loss, and which was unfortunate because like everything else wore out really quickly. And instead of kind of calming down the durability loss and everything else, axes now have joined them. So, oh wow, let's do it right. Yep. I should have brought some dirt down here. Okay, I can't reach it. Let's grab all the little bits that fell off. And bits and bobs, I guess. And let's see if we can upgrade our farmer's workbench. Painting beach at, what did I got birch. No. I don't have enough essence of life anyway. Well, now that we got the birch, let's take a look at the birch roof. So this isn't a bad roof. This is what we had in the last world that we can't get into. Now, one of the things they did in the update patch, number 4, is you see this, you got the roof, and then you have the walls that go with the roof. Until patch 4, what you saw in this picture is what you got, right? So if I built a house out of, like, I don't know, stone bricks, but I wanted to put this color roof on it, it was going to have this color walls attached to the roof, which looks goofy. It looked really goofy. Now, if I understand it correctly, and this is something I want to hopefully prove today, this is for demonstration only, and this white wall, or whatever wall it shows, will change according to whatever wall I actually put it on. So that means you can mix and match your roofs with different wall types, and it looks great. So I certainly want to put that to the test. This is crafting stuff, right? So, let me see what else. Now, the other thing... Oh, yeah, it's going to get dark out there. You know what we can do? We can go spelunking. Go cave diving. So, how many of these? Let's do that. And then this one we can... 86. So... you know, we got a bow that's not going to last us much longer. So just get me a spare. So what we do, we might do go into some caves, because what we're looking for is some clay. So let's see if we can find some caves without getting ourselves into too much trouble here. Of course, going into the cave is almost by definition getting myself into trouble, but do I have any real food? I do have some real food, okay. It's a lot easier to spot caves during the day, I think. That was a tree. This looks like a good place for maybe a cave entrance. And I would be wrong. That was probably a frog. need to start marking cave entrances on the map. Oh, there's something lit up over there. What is this? It's a Torok base. Yeah, I'm looking for caves. I need the clay. Gotta get the clay. There's one of those creepy crawlies. I hate creepy crawlies. There's a bunch of wheat. You have to be careful about that. If you think too much about the wheat, then you are susceptible to Jedi's mind tricks. You know, because as you remember, Obi-Wan Kenobi could put thoughts in the minds of the wheat-minded. So, yeah, don't get too caught up in your wheat. Oh, gosh. Okay. These wolves that are over here. There's a skeleton over there. That's not a regular wolf. Man, he kept getting close. I was swinging, swinging for the fences. Wow, he took like no damage. Where's his master? There's usually so he had a collar, right? So he's a Torok toady. There's another Torok base over here. Okay, man. Oh, I was going to say, everywhere I went, it's full of caves, and this one isn't. But it is. Okay. Do that. Let's start getting us this oh so tasty copper, so we can get ourselves some copper equipment, copper armor, copper shoes, copper pants, copper underwear. The whole copper ensemble. And that's not going to be enough to do it. Let's see. Oh, no, that's a mushroom. Shroomer. Okay. So we go down here. Hey, this is what I'm looking for. Clay. That's dried mud, though. Oh, I thought it was clay. I thought that was boom shroom. Okay, so we plant a torch up here so we know this is the way out. And I see some copper. I see a lot of copper. There's usually adult spiders nearby. Now, you get these bones. Is that what they call them? Pile of skulls. You get the pile of skulls out of knocking out all those egg sacs. But that comes in useful if you get one of those grimoires, which allows you to summon a bunch of skeleton warriors to fight on your behalf. Oh, there's a bunch up here, too. Too much. I'm having a little... That's a bat. Okay. So, first things first. Let's get over here. And get some of this copper. Now, when the game first came out, the only repair kits they had was made of irons, and so I wasn't not going to make repair kits and then use them to repair crude tools. But now I think they've actually have repair kits of different levels. So there may be a crude repair kit that is worth getting. I don't know. We'll check that out. Because I'm going to go through a bunch of picks down here. Okay, so then we'll mark a torch right here, so we know that's the way out. Wow. A lot of copper. A lot of copper. Good. Good, good, good. And get me out of the Stone Age. So, how y'all been? How you been this week? For me, you know, I told you I'm back at work now, and I am. I'm really happy about that. But this week was my first week actually back in an office. I had been working from home, and between you, me, and the fence post, I don't like working from home, right? I kind of feel like it's an invasion of my space, right? When I'm home, I want to focus on my home stuff, right? And if I'm working from home, I kind of have to give deference to like communications from work, or you know, if somebody's trying to reach me, and I don't know, to me it kind of feels like an invasion of my space. So I don't like working from home. The other thing too is when I'm at work, there's nothing to distract me, right? I can, plus I like to get to work a little early, and working in tech, people have a tendency to roll in late, so I can get a lot done before anybody even gets there, which is good for me, right? Keeps the boss happy. Hey! Boom shrooms. There we go. So. Okay. Yummy! Okay. So we need to put a torch over here. Let me know that's my way out, because it's going to get dark here. Ooh, they changed the clay. The texture. You don't want to touch these things. They go boom. Hence the name. What's more is that hurts. It hurts a lot. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a resource at some point, right? It might be for potions or something. I haven't really touched potions at all in this game, so that's something we'll look at eventually. Wow, there's just... How are we doing on inventory? We're doing okay. I got 16 clay, which isn't that much. That's dirt. Oh boy. Let me see what else is going on. One of my daughters has a karate event tomorrow, so we'll be waking up, she and I will be waking up at the crack of 5:45 a.m. while the rest of the family sleeps in. The things parents do for their kids, let me tell you that. Oh boy. I mean, I get up early anyway, but I'd rather, I mean, on a weekend I sleep in until 6:45. Which then is a perfect time to jump online and play with my my multiplayer play group in Ireland. I guess we'll call them the lads. And that's nice. And we get some playtime in before my wife wakes up, and I gotta make breakfast for everybody and that type of stuff. But let's see. Let's didn't mean to do that, but okay. What I want to do is I want to get the clay without it falling down into these holes. Somebody hit me? Yep, a couple somebody. Okay. The good thing about the rats are they'll get you those oh so valuable light hides without too much trouble. So I appreciate that. But you have to be careful about the rats and the bats in this biome, this area. Because if they hit the mushrooms, they blow up too as well. And you know, the first time I learned about these, I was in the biome and there's a big hole with some loose blocks. I was like, huh, it's like a creeper was here, but they don't have creepers, do they? Well, no, but I think it was probably a bat that flew into one of these. And that's when I started to think that maybe there's something to this stuff. But that is exactly what I'm looking for down here. I mean, that and the copper. No regular ore looks like it or lasts like it. At the new job, there's a guy, oh, actually, there's a couple guys about my age, plus or minus 5 years. But one of the guys, he apparently was a big TV watcher as a kid, just like me. So he remembers a lot of these old television jingles that I do. The one he said that caught me off was when it says Libby's, Libby's, Libby's on the label, you will like it on your table. Yeah, if you have any idea what in the world I'm talking about, you are old. And when he started singing that and I started laughing, he knew that we were of a similar vintage. Let's see. I think the torches are over here. Ugh. Don't remember what I need to do to make clay. We'll have to figure it out. Well, shoot. I'm here. It's here. Wow. So, one of the things that we were doing in the defunct experimental world is that from our little farm cottage, it's kind of pretty here, and from our little farm cottage, we had built a stairway that went upstairs, and it went downstairs to the basement because we had a fairly extensive basement, and it kept going downstairs. And the reason I did that is I wanted to have a staircase that went all the way down to bedrock, which we eventually did. And we found lots of volcanic lava, magma. But this game also has a lot of underground structures, which that's the Minecraft term. In this game, they call them pre-builts. But it had, we found some old ruins and stuff down there. That was pretty darn cool. Where's home? There's no place like home. So we didn't fully explore that cave, but we got a bunch of stuff, and that's a good start. Anyway, yeah, so that, and I was going to basically start colonizing down there, like I do in the Nether in Minecraft. Build a stronghold in the really, nope, that's not it. Workbench? No. Yes, here we go. So I need yellow clay smooth? No, no, no. White wooden clay. So how do we make white smooth clay? Pottery, right? Here we go. And white, that's yellow clay. Okay, how do we make white petals then? White petals. White petals would be over here. Would that how you make it? Trying to remember, how would I make white petals? Not in the cooking bench, right? Is this one? Oh gosh, what was the... Is JEI working? It is, okay. So, white petals. White petals. It says I need cotton. Oh gosh, it's going to be a while before we have cotton. We find some white flowers. We can do that. Okay, so we're going to need some white flowers. But we got a bunch of copper. So okay, so put the clay away. We'll keep the stone out for a minute. We've got... I don't have a... Oh, hold on, I got these. So maybe I can make the... tanning rack. Okay. Forgot about that. So... And then we would want to put our armory and that stuff over there. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's see. We can put this and this in there. Turn it on. Let that cook while we're doing some other stuff. Let's see. So any tree log, any stone. What's the other one? This one, blacksmith anvil. So this is armor. And a blacksmith anvil will get us weapons. And that should give me enough. I don't see it. Where is it? So, there it is. Blacksmith anvil. And we're going to need, actually I think for copper all I need is fiber, right? Let me see. Copper helmet. Yeah, just plant fiber. We got plant fiber. Plenty of plant fiber. Oh, finally make a shield. I think I'm out of fuel. I am. Used to have a mod that would give us the fancier your fuel, the more performance you got. So I got like a lot of mileage out of charcoal and a fair amount of mileage in logs and not much mileage out of sticks. But if we're back to vanilla, as far as I know, they haven't made any changes, so you don't get a whole lot of mileage out of whatever you use. So this goes here. Skulls go here. Boom shroom powder goes here. And we got a bunch of new mushroom types. Oh, staylight out there. So let's pick up all our shrooms. And apparently they were doing pretty darn good. You have to fill that hole in it. I ain't guaranteed to fall down that thing. So, blue facts. No, hey, yeah. These are white petals for sure. And these are probably what, blue petals? Yep. Okay, let's see. So we got these orange glowing mushrooms. So we'll put these here. Or eat them, apparently. So I can't plant them. Okay. Brown ones? Yeah. Brown commons. And I'm going to make the shield. I should probably equip it at some point. Let's see. Okay, we got blue petals, we got white petals. Oh, apparently I already had white petals. So give me this clay. And I don't remember where we saw it. Is it not here? We're going to make the clay here, right? And the pottery, that's it. There we go. So we create all 8 of these. Oh, hold it. It takes 2 clay. Oh, that kind of sucks. So then we got that. Now I need hardwood, huh? And I apparently used up my oak. So let's see, armor, give me a cap. Give me a breastplate. And then I'm out already. I noticed they didn't automatically put them on. They used to do that. No big deal. So let's see if we can make the crude repair kit down here. Repair kit. Then so nope, it's still iron. I don't see the ability to make a crude repair kit. Same ability to make a fishing pole. Bear trap, gears, metal spike trap. That's new. You used to be able to just get the the wooden ones. Backpack would be good. We need a bunch of medium leather and some iron. Okay, let's see what we got now. We can turn these on. I don't like them, but we can turn them on. Gloves and pants. Let's try pants first. It'll take up more. And then gloves. Do I have enough for the gloves? Need one more. Okay. Now we want a copper sword, and we're in pretty good shape. Let's see, over here it's a sword store. I need 4 copper ingots and any tree log, and I don't have enough copper ingots. Well, that's a bummer. And I don't have enough hardwood either. And it doesn't look like I'll be able to repair these crude tools, so we'll get rid of them. Okay. Oh man. that a bird nest? Bird's nest. Can I get it? It's up there. Is this oak or it's beech? Oh, well, we need beech anyway. Okay. Ugh. Let's get all the stuff. The question is, I got an egg. So I'm guessing that's what was in the bird's nest, right? Is the blue frog different, memory-wise? Do I have memories of cows and sheep? I do now. Okay, let's go cash in. Or I mean, cash in. Let's go upgrade my farmer's bench. And we'll check in our crops. I guess I'll probably need to cut down some of these oak trees. So, upgrade. So now there's all new seed types. We can get carrots now and corn. Still stuck with aspens and beech. And got planters. Yeah, I don't like this system at all. But it is what it is. Let's see. So the egg, the incredible edible egg, goes there, 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 and there. And for this, let's make a bunch of these. Oh yeah, so I was going to look at the crops. I don't remember it raining, so it doesn't matter. They grew up anyway. Maybe it rained while we were in the cave. Doesn't really matter. I'll take it no matter what. And sunflowers. Okay. So we go here, put those away, and we go here. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 9 of these, and as many of these as I can get. 4. We're getting there, piece by piece, crop by crop. Don't fall in that hole. So the wheat and lettuce and carrots. That worked out perfect. Okay. Whee! Okay. Let's get back to our building over here. Now we're building the walls to protect us. Now each of these sections I'll have a window. Windows will be 2 blocks high. And luckily, I won't have to find glass to make windows. In this game, all you need is wood to make windows. Because really, I guess it's all about the wood frame, not the actual glass. Okay. White petals. So this is where we're going to build our spiral staircase. So we'll break this out a little bit. Actually, I think like that. With that said, we probably don't need windows in this section. Still need windows here. And we need to cover the door. Okay. Getting there piece by piece. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to dig this out. This is a little too high. And I do like that when the weapons break, they don't like completely break. They just become incredibly less efficient. So you're not completely dead in the water. This is important because there's times I've gone down the hill, or not down the hill, into a cave, deep into a cave, and I didn't bring enough stuff like sticks and fiber to go down there to make pickaxes when they all broke, and then I was kind of stuck. I had to find my way back out. Except I was able to do some digging because the pickaxe was still useful, just not very efficient. Okay, let's see if this works. Well, I chased him away, I guess. I chased him away. And I chased him away. He's hiding behind the leaves. Okay, he's down. A little closer. I got to keep my stuff though. Yeah, I know I have broken items in my inventory. Is my sword one of them? No? I still have a tendency to shut myself into doors. Okay. Okay. He took a chunk out of me. One shot. I thought my stuff would still be here, right? It's one of the things I do miss. It's one of my mods would just... There it is. Excuse me. Whee! You after me? Okay, that's much better. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I haven't been doing it. Oh my gosh. Where'd the other one go? Okay. Yeah, we can get rid of that. It's embarrassing. Okay, well, he's gone. That's all it counts. And I got some medium hides. We need a bunch of those. Ooh, a lot of white puddles. Where did he go? Could be a she. There it is. This bow's about to die. No resting for you, my friend. Rabbit? Turkey type thing. I wonder if I don't think I have memories of either. The rabbit I probably do. The turkey I don't. Yep, got turkey memories now. What's up here? We got deer. We got wheat. Yeah, I already have memories from them. Mountains. Where we? Oh, I got plenty of inventory. Chickens. Nice. Okay, baby chick. Got memories from both of them. Okay. Seedling woods. It's more like seedling hills. I don't see a lot of trees. Ooh. It actually really did split. I wonder. No, it doesn't look like it's going to come back to the other one. Let's see what we got here. We just need a little more copper to get a copper sword. That's not going to happen. Not down here. It's a rat. Uh-oh, it's a Cujo bug. For those of you who are Stephen King fans, you probably know who Cujo is. Is it raining? Is this? Doesn't look good. Forest fire? Haven't seen a bear in a long time. Sometimes you find them up here in caves. Or just on mountaintops. As far as caves go, this is pretty light and airy. Interesting. Normally you'd see some copper sticking out of the side of a mountain. I don't see any. Interesting. That is not what I meant to do, but okay. Cujo bug. Silk larva. Is that what that is? Okay. What is this? Marble gravel. Okay. You can really crank up and down hills in Hightail compared to Minecraft. Ruined house over there. This is a pretty cool place, for sure. Full of skeletons. Big old shaggy, swampy cows. Skeleton archers. I'm really surprised though I'm not seeing more copper in the side of a hill. Let's go grab a memory from these guys. Sorry about that. Let's go check this out. Sometimes they got skeletons hanging out in these old houses. What is this? Well, I'll take this and this and this. Huh. So the wardrobe mod doesn't seem to be working. It shows it as an inventory item, but it doesn't let me actually open it, so. Let's see how, oh, there we go. This should probably get enough. Oh yeah, this will get me my sword. Let's be careful in here. Really quiet out there. Anybody out there? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? So, speaking of Ferris Bueller, whenever anything reminds me of Ferris Bueller, I'm instantly reminded of Princess Bride too. And because I learned about both movies at about the same time and about the same way, and there's about a similar story in that I'd never heard of either one, right? I mean, well, I take that back. I had heard of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but the advertising was, you know, it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm thinking, so it's a guy and he takes the day off. What? So I didn't see it at the theater. Didn't seem interesting to me in the slightest. And Princess Bride, again, the trailers I saw, it didn't look anything remarkable. It just looked like, you know, kind of a romantic swashbuckler movie. And I was like, yeah, okay, it's nice. In both cases, the way I learned about them is I was at a friend's house playing D&D, right? And they had the TV on in the background. And this was a few years after the movies had come out in the theater, so they were available on TV. And while we're playing D&D, I keep hearing snippets of the movies, you know, because it's playing. And I started to get interested, right? Ooh. I started to get really interested, and then I had to, like, and it was, you know, it was the late 80s, so I, you know, you go rent movies, so I went and rented the movie at the video store, and after that I was hooked. And not only was I hooked, but I'm like scratching my head, how could these have gotten out? How could they have been so awesome, and how could I have still not known about them? I mean, I figured at the very least somebody would have said, oh, you've got to see this movie, but no. And somebody should have said that, because once I saw it and I'm telling everybody, oh, have you seen this movie? This is awesome. Everyone's like, yeah, I know, I watched it. I love it. It's like, oh. Okay, let's check the inventory. So got some. This is interesting. That's like... Okay. Is that just green light? And it's regular wood? I thought it might be like bamboo or something. These guys are coming out of the walls and floor. Uh-oh. Oh, well, if you go down there. Oh, took a shot at my leg. Okay, I really don't want to be down here at the moment. I'm not really quite prepared for this. Oh my gosh. It's just like so much good stuff. Okay. Oh my, I don't even know, where am I? I'm apparently underground. I mean, I know I'm underground, but I didn't know the map underground, so. Oh boy. Let's see if we can get back to the surface. And then we can mark where we come out. Oh, it's night? Son of a gun. Can I put markers here? Let's see. WP. Yes, I can. And look at that. Sweet. Now I'm kind of surrounded. So we can come back. That is not what I meant to do. I don't know where I am. Okay. Kind of sort of pointed toward home. Man, that day went by fast. I can't believe how fast it went. Speaking of fast, it's about time for our midstream break. So let's get back to my little hobble here. Ugh, didn't make it. And we'll get this going. And let's take a break and come back in 5 minutes. We'll see you in 5. And I'm back. So if you're just joining us, I don't think there's anybody out there, but if you are just joining us, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, as applicable to wherever you're at. Let's see. Oh, I ran out of stuff. Let's see what we got here. Actually, I'll take that. And put those in there. Put those in there. And we can grab stuff. Okay. I'll keep that dirt. We'll use that to fill in some of the holes we left from cutting down trees. We use some of these white petals. The thing is, I need hardwood. Oh, hold on. And this. Any tree log? I need 4. Well, hold on then. Okay, now we are in much better shape. Let's see, I get rid of that, I get rid of that. I can't make a recycle bench yet, right? Because I need to upgrade this. I need a lot more iron. Well, I need a lot more copper for that matter, but wow, this stuff really wore out fast. So, is it still nighttime? Still nighttime. Wow. It just seems to go faster than it normally does for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just misperceiving it. Oh, holy smokes. Got a bunch of mushrooms going there. Mushrooms are good food. I love mushrooms in real life. One of my kids hates mushrooms. The other one loves them. My wife loves them. Well, she's Russian. What do you expect? They go out and pick them in the fall. So, yep. Yep. My dad wasn't real fond of mushrooms, but my mom loved them, so we got them pretty frequently back when I was a kid. But they were canned, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with canned mushrooms, but I think they're better fresh. Okay. Let's go find that hole. Found the hole. That's another mod I missed. There was one that would when it cut down the tree, if it was going to leave a big hole, it would fill the hole up for you. At first, I found the root systems of trees to be kind of cool, right? Something that was different. I'm past that now. It's a bit of a hassle, right? If I'm being honest, but oh boy. There's some hardwood right here. Okay. Yeah, that was the whole point of the mods, right? I mean, I don't think I've had this conversation on this any of the live streams, but I've talked about it in some of my other videos, series off and on. Once upon a time, games weren't as open-ended as they are now, right? I mean, games were always designed to have like winners, losers, a score, that type of thing. Computer games specifically, and yeah, I get that. And when I was younger, I was very much a kind of the follow the rules type of guy, right? And so, for me, you played the game the way the designers meant for you to play the game, right? You did, but we really didn't have things like mods and stuff, so it wasn't that big a deal, right? I mean, everybody was pretty much forced to play the game you're supposed to play the game. But when modding came along at first, I kind of looked down my nose at it because I was like, no, well, and let's face it, a lot of the early mods were to make it easier. They weren't they weren't adding new content. They were just making it so you didn't have to work so hard to do, to play the game. And I was like, well, that's, what's the point of playing the game then? So yeah, I get that. But eventually mods started adding content. They were transforming the game. And the first time I became aware of this actually was, I think it was, on SimCity 4, I think. Yeah. And I started to become a convert to mods, right? Because the mod was going to let me enjoy the game beyond what the designers intended. And I was all for that, right? I was totally all for that because SimCity 4 was one of those games I just played the living snot out of it. And it was very much I've been there, done that in any aspect of the game. So I was ready for a bit of change. And I was so intrigued by mods at the time that I even started generating content myself. This is back, I think Simtropolis, the website, is still out there. But I was making stuff. So if you go out there, there was a guy who created the most awesome mods content for SimCity 2000, or I think it was SimCity 4. And his name was Pegasus. And he inspired me. So I was making mods under the name Griffin, right? And it's not that's not where my Griffin thing started. It actually started before that, but it just so happens that he picked a mythological creature and it inspired me, and I picked a mythological creature, but I made some decent, only a couple, right? I think I made a pedestrian mall, like a plaza and a park. But he made some awesome stuff, and I really became enamored with mods. Then so when Minecraft came out, right, it took a while for the mods to get going there, but when it did, I was ready to explore it. And what's more, by this time, Minecraft kind of introduced all of us to the idea of a game that's not really a game, right? It's more like an experience, like a toy, a simulator. All of these things kind of fit the description. And at that point, playing mods, it no longer felt like cheating because how do you cheat with an erector set or a Tinker Toy set or just blocks, right? There's no rules in the first place. You can't possibly be cheating, and that's how it felt like, right? It felt awesome, actually. And then over the years, I just mellowed as a human being, right? I mean, I'm older and I make jokes about being a curmudgeon, but I'm actually less curmudgeon-y now than I was in my 20s. where I was truly a curmudgeon, but I was young, a young curmudgeon. So, and that's really what it's about now. To me, even traditional games that are games. First of all, if you're playing by yourself, then who in the world cares how you play? Right? If you're playing by yourself, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And if you're playing with others, well, I guess it does matter. But as long as everybody agrees to the parameters of the game, well, then who cares again, right? I see a lot of ash trees, but I need oak now. Oh, so maybe I should just ash around until I find. I think this is oak. This looks oakish. Yeah, it's sharp grass. There we go, oak log. So it's oak. Anyway, so now I'm very much of the, and it's not just games. I mean, with that attitude came the idea of whatever, right? I used to be one of those guys where somebody will say Star Trek sucks, or Lord of the Rings sucks, or hamburgers suck, and if it was against what I personally believed, I felt compelled to get in their face and teach them the error of their ways. And now I'm not necessarily of the opinion that there is an error of their ways, right? The guy who wants to put jelly on his scrambled eggs, okay. I'm not doing it, and for the love of God, if you're going to make scrambled eggs for me, don't put the jelly on them. But if you want to eat jelly on your scrambled eggs, okay. Knock yourself out, right? You don't like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or Princess Bride? Okay. That's you. You do you and I do me and we're all good, right? Yep. Just mellow it out. I think the world would be a lot better place if people were willing to let others do their own thing. This is the thing that's always caught me off with religion. I don't want to get too serious about that talk, but people would, I know very religious people who are all over like some atheist people, right? And it's like, you don't believe in God and blah blah blah, and you're gonna go to hell, and okay, maybe that's true or not true, but in the end, what does it matter? Because your faith, your religion, that's between you and your deity, and as long as you guys got that relationship and it's working for the two of you, knock yourself out. But your belief system, your relationship with a deity, whatever, isn't necessarily got to fit with anybody else's, right? I'm also of the opinion that it's entirely possible that while we have all these different religions and all these different deities and we all feel like they're different, it's entirely possible that all of us are seeing and experiencing and perceiving something that's essentially the same and constant. We just all know it by different names and different means and through different traditions and lenses, but I don't know. Okay, I've got hardwood now. I don't know if I have the clay still. Let's see. I don't. So there we go. So now, look at that lit up. There we go. Ooh, you get a lot out of those. I need more hardwood. I think I just found a bunch. A bunch. Oh, yeah. So, oak. Anyway. And there's something about it, too, because like I said, yeah, I wouldn't put jelly on my scrambled eggs, and I wouldn't. But there might be something to it, and so not only will I not criticize the guy for doing it, if it's somebody that I kind of know or learn to trust in a lot of other ways, maybe I might give jelly on scrambled eggs a try. When you're a little kid, well, I take that back. When you're a baby, you will try anything, right? In fact, as a baby, you pretty much put everything you find into your mouth, which is a problem, right? Now, when you get older, you get really picky, right? So, a baby will put anything in their mouth. Toddlers suddenly start getting very picky about what they'll eat. This is a phenomenal amount of roots. That's all I gotta say. Holy smokes. I'm about to lose my axe here. See? And then later when you're a kid or adult, you've been burned a few times. So you might be very reluctant to try different things. And so you might be missing out. Now, I know I was always a very picky eater, but I kind of know where that came from, and it's my dad's fault. I will definitely blame my dad on this one. So my dad, I was going to say he thought he was a pretty good cook. Actually, he was a very, very good cook. When he was a teen, he used to work in my great-grandmother's restaurant, right, as a short order cook. So he actually was a very, very good cook. But the thing is he liked to experiment, and the thing is, that's not a problem either. But he did not like to eat his experiments. We had to eat his experiments, and if the experiments were bad, if you were kind of like, gagging trying to eat this stuff, he would get mad and you get in trouble and get hit, and it was just generally unpleasant. I just realized I should have made an axe when I was up there. So that sucked. But and I did get smacked a couple times because I was gagging on something. But I mean, in my defense, like the classic example I like to bring back up is my dad had read that if you put baking powder into, like, say, scrambled eggs, scramble them up, put the baking powder in, just not a lot, just a little, the baking powder will react, produce gas, make very fluffy eggs. Now, he read baking powder, but he thought baking soda. So he put baking soda into the eggs. And what you got were green eggs. I mean, classic Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham. Yeah, that's what we got. And they were disgusting. And more to the point, they didn't taste so hot. I mean, they were disgusting to look at because they were kind of like a sea foam green. And yeah, and they had this, like, I wouldn't say bitter, but like kind of an acidic, sharp aftertaste. I mean, it was miserable. And he took a look. He took a tiny, tiny little bite and said, "Oh, I'm done. I'm full." But the rest of us, we had a whole plate of eggs, and it's like, "Oh, I'm not eating that." And he's like, "You're gonna eat that." So, growing up in that type of environment, and that's just one story out of many, many stories. Yeah, I became a pretty picky eater. Kind of scarred. Then when I got older, I started kind of come out of my culinary shell a bit. And I was finding all sorts of great foods that, or ways of eating known foods that I had been cheating myself for years. Like one of the classic examples is as a kid, I did not like sauces except ketchup. So, like ribs, while everyone else likes nice barbecue ribs slathered in sauce, not me. I didn't want any sauce. I wanted my ribs bone dry, which is, in hindsight, just crazy talk. But that's what I wanted, right? And so when I got older, and let's face it, barbecue ribs without the barbecue sauce, or even, some type of seasoning in Southern California, that was pretty rare. So it was sooner or later you're going to go to a place where they're not going to make ribs without any sauce, and you're going to have ribs with sauce. And guess what? It opens up a whole new world. That's what it did for me. For the love of God, how many... Oh, boy. The goal is not to dig all the roots out, but it's certainly working out this way. Holy smokes. They're killing me here. Now, by the time I got married to my wife, she was thrilled because I cooked and she didn't. But see, the reason I could cook, I enjoyed cooking. I cooked a lot. But part of the enjoyment of cooking was to learn how to cook new things. And my wife did not like new things. Right? She knew what she liked, that's what she wanted, and that's what we had. And if I tried to experiment to find something new, and I wasn't going to make anybody eat anything nasty. Right? I learned that from my dad, so I wasn't going to force anybody to suffer the way I did. But it didn't matter. She just wouldn't try anything new. Like I got this beautiful. I don't remember who makes them, but anyhow, it was a series of cookbooks, and I got big old hardbound ones. I got the volumes on French cooking, Southern cooking, Italian cooking. Maybe it's just those three. Anyway, I was so looking forward to, and she, when I tried to make gnocchi and she wouldn't eat it. She just had no interest. And then at that point, it just kind of takes the fun out of the cooking. So I still do the cooking. It's not. She has changed considerably too. So now she actually likes it when I experiment because she'll find something new that maybe she'll really, really like. But we've been married for 23 years, and people change over 23 years. In my case, luckily, I think we both have generally changed for the better, so that's good. And at the 10-year mark, we were growing apart, but now we're growing back together in a new way. So, it's all good, but and that's good because once you retire, you're going to be around each other all the time. So if you don't like each other, oh boy, yeah. Relationships get wacky, right? There's relationships as they are in the movies, and you're kind of taught the way they are, and then there's relationships that are the way they really are. There's a lot of overlap, but there's a lot of stuff they never ever prepare you for. And I think that's why we have a lot of divorces and stuff, because a lot of people just not prepared. I should have made these into bricks. They're just not prepared for the reality of a relationship. For that matter, a lot of people just aren't prepared for the reality of life, right? I guess one of the examples they always talk about is like, kids don't know how to write checks or how to balance a checkbook. Well, well, now a lot of adults don't either, because almost nobody writes checks, and if you don't write checks, you don't have a checkbook. So you do need to reconcile your account, but a lot of people don't know how to do that. And I get that because reconciling your checkbook in the old days was an absolute necessity, because the banking system worked with a lot of manual effort, right? I mean, you would use your credit card, but even before they had credit card machines, it was that credit card slip and it was a carbon copy, no less, would go to the bank, and then they would tally it up. And it's not like they had a machine that did it. It was actually some guy who would read the number on the slip and then tap it into the computer, and that's, your account would get debited. And, if it's a guy typing numbers into a machine, people type in the wrong numbers all the time. So that's why you would want to balance your checkbook. Basically, make sure that all the accounts that the bank says go against your account match up with all your receipts. But we live in a very different age. It's a digital age, and now, truth be told, the machines are doing a pretty good job of things. What's more likely is people might not credit your account when you have a credit due, right? That's, I think, going to be much more likely than somebody charging your account too much. Though I will say the single biggest risk might be at like a restaurant, right, where the waiter or waitress might, you give them a like $1.50 tip, and they just throw a couple zeros on, and now it's a $15 tip or whatever, stuff like that. I guess that's probably more likely nowadays. It's actually not a mistake, but like malfeasance on somebody's part. I mean, we do live in the era of identity theft and phishing emails. I mean, man, I don't know about you. So it used to be that phishing emails would come in and I just ignore them, right? It's just like, whatever, you think I'm going to fall for this, you're a moron. But then it started to really annoy me, especially when they would try to phish you from, like, we're the UN Refugee Agency, and just send us $25 to Big Bubba's House of Pancakes.com. And it's like, I think I'm being phished here. But it started to burn me up because, they were, sometimes they were spoofing so well, I couldn't really tell if it was real or not, right? I mean, I had to go to most of the time it's pretty darn obvious, but some of them were so close, I had to do some checking, and I found out, they were cheaters, but then it really annoyed me, right? And that's, at that point, if you use Outlook for your email, and actually most email programs have this option somewhere, but if you find an email that looks like it's completely bogus, you can report it, right? And somebody will investigate. Though I wouldn't put too much faith in that investigation because the life of the habitual criminal, you're always on the run, right? So you might kick off something, but you're not going to stick around too long because the chances are that if you stick around long enough, you'll get caught. So, kind of like The Sting. If you saw the movie The Sting, the grifters were, they do their thing and then they move on, so that if and when people catch on that there was some trick going on, well, these guys are long gone, right? That reminds me, if you saw The Sting, right, the original group of grifters was Robert Redford's character and I don't remember the guy's name who played Erie, and then there's Luther, the black guy, who was kind of like the old veteran, right? The guy, the mentor, and of course he gets killed early in the movie. But I don't know if you watch that movie and you think he seems kind of familiar to me, especially that deep voice. It seems kind of familiar to me. Well, it should, because that's James Earl Jones' dad, right? So yes, that's the actual dad to the voice of Darth Vader, and that's why he might sound familiar. You know, I'm gonna have to turn these logs into planks, and I'm gonna need more stone, and I need to start working on the stairwell. So and I probably have crops ready to go. Let's take a look at this so far. It's starting to come together, though. I just realized I'm standing where the wolves hang out. So, oops. Kind of like admired my scenery and get a chunk ripped out of my tushy. That reminds me of an old war story with my friend Eric. So we were playing MMOs, massively multiplayer online games, in the early days. I mean, he and I were playing Ultima Online when it came out, so if that gives you some idea. And if you don't know what Ultima Online is, it's ancient, right? I think it was 96 or 97 that it came out, right? Anyway, so my point was, we were playing Asheron's Call, which, again, you probably haven't heard of it, but it was an MMO made by Microsoft, of all places. And anyhow, we won't go too much into details on the game. I will say, though, that at one point they added a whole new class of bad guys. They were called Shadows. And the thing is like all the bad guys they had up to that point, these were non-human bad guys, clearly non-human. So they were like, you know, maybe they're 9 feet tall or they're massively built. I mean, you can tell from a distance that's not a guy, right? That's some type of monster or creature or whatever. But when they introduced these shadows, the shadows had the same body model as players. The difference, though, is that they were shadows, so they were all black. But I remember one time when we first encountered the shadows, we didn't know what they were, and so we were like by this ruined temple looking thing, and we see a guy holding a bow like he's shooting something inside the ruins. So we run up next to him and we're looking inside the ruins to try to figure out what it is he's shooting at, because we thought it was another player. Well, it wasn't. It was a shadow. And while we're sitting there looking in the ruins trying to figure out what in the world he's shooting at, he turns and starts shooting us point blank. And they hit hard. So suddenly we're like, holy smokes, where's all my health going? And then we realized, yep, there's the guy standing next to us. The guy who we were going to help is beating us at point blank. So I don't remember how I got on that track, but that one still makes me laugh, because I mean, we just run up next to him and we didn't give him a good look. Then we just turn and we're both looking at where he's aiming his bow. Meanwhile, he's aiming his bow at us. Oh gosh, good old days. Okay, so I got 72. What do we got? What can I afford? Okay, so we want 9 of these and 9 of these. And can I get 9 of these? Yep. And can I get 9 of these? And I got 14 left, but it's not enough to grow any of these Eternals, but I can grow some of these. Not very many, though. Okay. So we're expanding our little farming empire. Though empire's a bit of a stretch. It's more. It's not even an M. It's like a lowercase e, if anything. So we got 9 of these. There's 9 of these. And then we need 9 for the next 2 things. Hold on. That was random because it was the same as these. Oh, there's something kooky going on. I mean, I'm not entirely sure it's deterministic, right? Which basically means predictable. Because, I mean, if you know the rules, it's predictable. But I don't think there are any rules. It's kind of annoying me. Let's see. So, let's see. Okay. And there we go. Ugh. Oh, I thought I had 8. I only have 4. Yes, I can read numbers. I should have known better. Okay, so I need some planks for flooring. Not quite ready to move all of our stuff over yet, but we're getting close. We are definitely getting close. So let's grab all the planks. Oh, that's right. It's a 1-for-1, isn't it? Shoot. Okay. So night is coming upon us. There's a wolf right there. So let's go up here. Go here, here. Now we'll need to put in a fireplace too, but I mean, let's get the basic structure set up and then we'll figure out which rooms are which. So I think I would like to figure out where the kitchen is, and I put in a proper fireplace for the kitchen. Because, you know, we're kind of a medieval theme type of thing, and medieval theme type people would cook their food over an open fire. So the fireplace was not just, you know, a tool for keeping everyone warm. It was the primary cooking station. This isn't it. No, that's that corner over there. So, you know, there's a lot of foods, like say shepherd's pie, that we eat in the modern world, but they very much had their origin with peasants back in the day. Stew is one, because, you know, you almost always had a fire going even during the day, right? Because you needed it for cooking. If it was a cold day, then yeah, having a fire all the time was great because it kept the house warm. But if it was summer, having a fire all the time, it wasn't quite as pleasant as you would think. But things like stews, right? That was a big thing because you have a stew pot, you just keep adding a little water to it, and then whatever vegetables or meat you happen to cut and run across, throw it in the stew pot, let it cook all day. And in fact, there's a nursery shop, I think it goes like peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot 9 days old, right? And the thing about the nursery rhymes is you think they're just nonsense words, but a lot of times they're actually talking about a real aspect of life or something that we've long since forgotten, but nope, it was like that once. So here's the thing. I don't have any of the Macaw's workstations. Okay, so let's take some of this, craft like half, and then these I can make into slabs, and let's do that. Except it's dark. I don't have any light hides, so I can't make a bedroll. It needs 2 light hides. I tried to hide, but it was too light. Oh my gosh, I just went up forever. I'm sorry. I'm wackadoodle. Let's see. We should probably put some torches in here. Now, if I had a house like this, I am not going to put a torch like here. I am here, obviously, but you're not going to put a torch right under a big old wooden beam. Okay, let's see. So this is the center, and this is a slab. Ooh, I forgot. So then we say R. There we go. And then R. There we go. That's one of those, and that's one of those. And we're off. I need to dig down a little bit. We need to open up the basement, and that'll give me some stone to finish the ground floor. Excellent, excellent. Is it going to be daylight soon? It seems like it's awfully dark out there. Okay. So I don't have enough blocks for this. Okie dokie. I gotta dig out the walls. You know what I should have done is I should have brought the block bench with me. You know, because once I get the backpack, I actually carry around a spare workbench and block bench so that wherever I'm going, I could whip those out and generate whatever blocks I need to generate. But when I was so flustered when we started this world, I completely forgot about that. I mean, that and the fact that I don't have a backpack yet, so that complicates things. Okay. Just one more wall. Oh, I'm running out of time too. Okay. Well, let's talk about that then. Hopefully there's somebody out there, and hopefully you are enjoying or at least finding interesting what I'm doing or I've been saying or how this whole thing works. Feel free to jump out and let us know you're there and what you think. But I had fun. I'm back at work now, so this is my opportunity to vegetate and I much prefer to vegetate like in this type of setting with other folks listening in, right? So yeah, I appreciate you. And if you appreciate what's going on here, if you like what's going on here, please like the video. Leave a comment. Always leave a comment. Even if you don't like the video, leave a comment, right? One of the earliest comments I got on this channel was somebody who probably didn't speak English as their first language. That's probably, but so they had some feedback for me. It wasn't very kind, but at the same token, too, I felt like it was completely valid, right? The point they made was spot on. And it helped make the channel better. So, by all means, please share. Share it with the whole class. Most importantly, share it with me. I'm always up for improvements. Pretty self-aware. Wasn't always, though. When I was a young boy, I was a fairly smart kid, and I always thought I knew best. And that was the problem, right? Maybe I did know something, but there was a lot of other people who knew as much as or more than me. And there's more than one right answer for 99.9% of life. So I eventually learned that those people might actually have something I could learn from. But it took a while. I'm a little embarrassed to say how long it took. I was in my late 20s, early 30s before I started to come to grips with that. And again, that being said, there are some people who never do. So I get it. I get it. There we go. There we go. Anyway, just to let you know, I will have live streams next weekend, just like I do most weekends. The weekend after that, I won't have a live stream. It'll be spring break for my girls, and the family is taking a family trip to Washington, D.C., where, long story short, we reached out to our congresswoman. And incidentally, our congresswoman is Kim Schreier, and she was my girl's pediatrician until they were like 3. That's at that point. That's when she made up her mind she was going to run for Congress and stop being a practicing pediatrician. So anyway, we made arrangements through her office. And they got us White House passes. We're going to White House tour, and we're going to go to the Capitol building and have a special tour there. And I'm looking very much forward to that. Not really looking. I am looking forward to going to the White House. I just wish it was a different White House. I mean, I guess the same White House, but a different administration. I don't know where in the world did I could have swore I lost my house. Well, my cave. This is this way. Anyway, I've been to Washington D.C. like probably close to a dozen times, but they never counted because I never left the airport. I mean, I might have been there for 8 hours, but I didn't leave the airport. So this is my first time like outside the airport, Washington D.C. So we're gonna hit the Smithsonian and the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument and all that jazz. And of course, it's all historical stuff. I am a total history geek, so very much looking forward to it. to that end, if you've been to Washington, if you enjoyed something and you have some suggestions or tips about where we should go, what we should see or not see, not, that's subliminal. I'm not saying anything about Nazis. I'm just saying someplace we should avoid visiting. By all means, leave a comment or something. Let us know. But let me make sure I don't get bit in the butt while I stand here talking. You know what I can do? I have dirt, right? Yes, I have dirt. So I won't get bit in the butt if I stand on a pillar of dirt. Like this. Oops. There we go. So, we're making progress on the house. It's not looking bad. It's not looking very complete either, but it's not looking bad. I got to figure out where to put some fireplaces in the kitchen and all that jazz. And we got to build a basement, and things are going fine. And I'm just digging. Literally digging, but I'm digging the whole building process and stuff. I mean, like I said, World Builder is the name, and I like building. So I had fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you'll come back for the next one. Tomorrow night we'll be returning to my Satisfactory Solo World. So I hope you join me on that. And in the meanwhile, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps just a touch of good fortune. And for those of you who are observing Easter in the Western tradition, then have a happy Easter this Sunday. Cheers.